I'd like to say all praise to Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi. Double honors to the elders, the apostles at Greatmillstone. Honor to all the brethren out here doing the work in the will of the Father in truth and sincerity. Alright, so we're in the Apocrypha in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 1, and we'll start at verse 1. All wisdom cometh from the Lord, and is with him forever. So if you want to get wisdom, it's gonna come from the Most High. Alright, Yahawah. Alright, that's who gives this wisdom. Who can number the sands of the sea, and the drops of rain, and the days of eternity? Who can find out the height of heaven, and the breadth of the earth, and the deep, and wisdom? Wisdom have been created before all things, and the understanding of prudence for everlasting. The word of God Most High is the fountain of wisdom, and her ways are everlasting commandments. Exactly. So the way that you get this wisdom is what? It's by doing the ways of the commandments. Alright? So coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, Yahawah, that's how you get wisdom. To whom hath the root of wisdom have been revealed, or who have known her wise counsels? Unto whom hath the knowledge of wisdom been made manifest, and who have understood her great experience? There is one wise and greatly to be feared, the Lord sitting upon his throne. He created her, and saw her, and numbered her, and poured her out upon all his works. And what is that her? Wisdom. Where you get that wisdom from? The Holy Scriptures. Alright? She is with all flesh according to his gift. Exactly. And we holding it right now. So she is with all flesh. Alright? Anybody could go and pick up a Bible. Alright? Which is wisdom. And he have given her to them that love him. Exactly. But the only people that he's gonna give this word to, the understanding, the wisdom to, is to them that love him. And how do you love the Most High? By keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments. Alright? Verse 11, the fear of the Lord is honor, and glory, and gladness, and a crown of rejoicing. The fear of the Lord maketh a merry heart, and giveth joy and gladness in a long life. Exactly. Because when you keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, then the revealing of the scriptures begin to be given to you. Then that's when you understand who you are. You know what I'm saying? That's when you understand that the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans are the Israelites. And the reason why we're in these conditions is because of the curses. And the way that we come out of this condition is through keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Father. And then you understand the prophecies and understand what's going on in the world. And you understand that there's a kingdom after this kingdom, which that kingdom shall be ruled by you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the Israelites. So that's what gives you that, maketh you merry, give you joy and gladness and long life, because you know that there's a kingdom after this captivity that we've been in. Verse 13. Whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. Exactly. So that's why you have to, when you're in this truth, you have to pray that you stick it out all the way until death, or all the way until you get beamed up on what the so-called white man calls a UFO, which is the chariots of Israel. Okay. Verse 14. To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Exactly. And like I said, how do you fear the Lord? By keeping his law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities. Alright? And it was created with the faithful in the womb. Exactly. So this was created with the faithful in the womb. So the faithful was already predestined to get this understanding. So the elect in the 1/3 from birth was already predestined to get this understanding. And they're going to continue in the word of the Lord all the way to the end and make it through. Alright? It was created with them, with the faithful in the womb. She hath built an everlasting foundation with men, and she shall continue with their seed. Whose seed? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. From Jacob to the 12 tribes of Israel, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, on your father's side, according to your father, not your mother. Verse 16, to fear the Lord is fullness of wisdom, and filleth men with her fruits. She filleth all their houses with things desirable, and the garners with her increase. The fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish, both which are the gifts of God, and it enlargeth their rejoicing that love him. Wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding, and exalted them to honor that hold her fast. Exactly. Because at the end of the day, if you got this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you understand the future. You understand what's coming. So that's what's going to get you exalted to honor. All right? Because you're going to get that crown. All right? That's what everybody in the truth for, especially the men. All right? The men that's in this truth, we trying to run that race so we can get the crown at the end. That's when we're going to be exalted. All right? To honor. That hold her fast. Hold what fast? The scriptures. All right? The words of God. Okay? Trying to race to get that crown. Lord willing, we those men. Verse 20. The root of wisdom is to fear the Lord, and the branches thereof are long life. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. Exactly. Because the fear of the Lord is what? Like I said, it's the keeping of the laws, statutes, and commandments. So if you're keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, you driving away sin. Because what is sin? Sin is the transgression of the law. Verse 22. A furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his fury shall be his destruction. A patient man will bear for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up unto him. He will hide his words for a time, and the lips of many shall declare his wisdom. Exactly, man. So you can't be furious in this thing, and that's what that wicked ass Edomite woman wanted those brothers to do that was on the streets teaching that bitch from fucking what's the goddamn Alex Jones book, InfoWars. You know what I'm saying? She wanted them men to be furious. You know what I'm saying? Just be full of fury and like attack her or something. She out there trying to, why don't y'all do it now? Why don't y'all do it now? You know why? Because we patient men. Alright? We will bear for a time. Alright? Because we understand that prophecy has to play out. We understand that we have to wait on Christ, whom the world calls Jesus, but his real name is Yahawashi. Alright? It's prophecies that we have to abide by. Okay? Why? Because we follow wisdom, which is the Holy Scriptures. Verse 25. The parables of knowledge are in the treasure of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner. Exactly. Godliness is an abomination to a sinner. Alright? A sinner ain't trying to listen to the scriptures. They trying to live this life because they don't understand. Like I said, they don't understand the truth of the scriptures. They don't understand that there's a life after this. They live in that YOLO. You only live once. All right. That's the mind frame they got. All right. So godliness is an abomination to a sinner. If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Lord shall give her unto thee. Exactly. For the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight. Exactly. That's who the Most High want, man. That's who Yahawah want, man. He want those who faithful and meekness, man, humble. All right, he ain't looking for the upright in this society. You know what I'm saying? Who they deem upright or honorable men of this society. All right, you're looking for the lowly. All right, the meek. All right, men that are looked down upon, that he could raise up. All right, that ain't no marvel if you raise up a man that's already looked upon in society as as something great. But if you raise up something that's despicable in society, that's considered like worthless, but you raise that up to something honorable, that's a great miracle. All right, that's what Yahawah is into. All right, verse 28. Distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor. Exactly. So always keep your trust in Yahawah, no matter what. Even if you poor, a lot of poor, you know what I'm saying. A lot of guys in the slums, they, like I said, they live by that YOLO life. So them actually open up the Bible and trying to read the Bible to try to get understanding, that's the last thing on their mind, man. All they thinking about is what they could do now, and like fuck everything else, because they think this is it. Like the situation they in that's it. Like it's nothing better after this. It's just this life and then death. That's what they live by. Distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor. So if you in this truth and you become poor, keep the trust, man. Keep the faith. All right. Even when you poor, even when you rich, even when you in the middle, it don't matter. If you got this understanding, hold on to this understanding, and come not unto him with a double heart. Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul, and so God discover thy secrets, and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in truth to the fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceits. Exactly. And that's what Nate, that's him all the way, man. Cause that's what he do. He exalt himself, but yet he downplays Yahawah and Yahawashi. He downplays them, downplays their name, but exalt himself. Okay? Say, oh, you could call him whatever you want to. You call him, you know what I'm saying, teaching his men, oh, you could call him yo play, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So but you can't call him yo play. He wants you to call him Bishop Nathaniel. Alright? But yet you could call the Most High and his son, you could call them anything. So that's him exalting himself. Alright? But you know what? Like scripture say, God gonna discover his secrets. And that's what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? Yahawah is uncovering his ass right now. And he gonna be cast down, like the scriptures say, in the midst of the congregation. Because thou camest not in truth to the fear of the Lord. Exactly. But thy heart is full of deceits. Alright, so with that, let's say all praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, and Yahawashi, double honors to the elders at Greatmillstone, and honors to all the brethren out here doing the work in the will of the Father. Shalom.